He sent a wind. I'm done. He sent a wind and it blew all night long. It blew all night long, y'all. And God was drying up the ground and giving the enemy false confidence that he was going to be able to take them and put them back in slavery. But what they didn't know is that God was making preparation for them to go over on dry ground. But he was going to let them come over thinking they were going to follow you. But God was going to cut the route off after you got over. The way God is that God will make a way of escape for you. And the people who come after you are going to be surprised when they get stuck in the mud. The Bible says that when they cross over, there was a wall on the left and a wall on the right. Go back and watch The Prince of Egypt. I love it visually when you can see whales swimming by and sharks swimming by. And they can't even come past the wall because God has got angels holding the walls of water up. And what was supposed to drown me, I'm walking through it. What was supposed to kill me, I'm walking through it. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I just need 100 of y'all to stand up and say, I'm walking through it. I walked through it in 2022. I walked through chemo in 2022. I walked through a loss of a loved one in 2022. I walked through an almost nervous breakdown in 2022. I walked through COVID and was in the hospital for 3 days in 2022. Is there anybody in here who could testify that the Lord made a way of escape? And the only reason that I'm here is because God brought me through it. And when the Egyptians came in from behind them, the Bible says that they came and God allowed mud to get in their wheels. And all of a sudden they realized that the Lord was fighting against them. And they said, we got to get out of here because God is working with the Israelites. Can somebody tell the truth that the only reason why you're still here is because God has been working on your behalf? That God has protected you from getting fired. That God has protected you from cancer. That God has protected you from your enemies. Shake your neighbor's hand and say, I'm on my way to the other side. It's time to cross over. It's time to get to the other side. Goodbye, debt. This enemy that we see today, we ain't gonna see no more. Somebody say goodbye, debt. Somebody say goodbye, racism. Somebody say goodbye. God is about ready to get me to the other side of my struggle, the other side of this sickness, the other side of my bankruptcy, the other side of my divorce, the other side of my conflict, the other side of my chaos. I need you to touch somebody on the shoulder and say, it's time to cross over.